Welcome to the training video on how to post a job and manage applicants in Cornerstone for the Boys and Girls Club of King County. If you are looking for approving job requisitions, if you are looking for how to initiate interview scheduling, offer letters, and onboarding paperwork, please look for additional videos which will contain that information. This video will only go over posting and managing applicants up into the interview point. So we're going to start off with logging into our Cornerstone portals. Hopefully we've all done that by now. If you have not, we have directions in another video on how to log in for the first time. All right, so we have a recruit tab. We're going to go to recruit, manage requisition. We have manage job requisition page. There's some search functions in here if you're looking for a specific job. You can enter in a title, an ID if you know it, specific locations, and then a search function over here. You'll notice that there's a My Jobs tab and an All Jobs tab. My Jobs are associated with what you've posted directly. All Jobs is going to be associated with your whole location. So if you work for SRV and you're hiring a youth development associate, you'd see everybody that's hiring for the SRV team. And so what we're going to do to post a requisition, we're going to go up here to the options, add requisition, and it will have a bunch of fields that appear to be blank. Once you click on this search function here, you'll have a list of jobs that you can choose from. I'm going to choose administrative assistant for now. You can go ahead and choose whichever job you're looking to hire, and you'll notice that a bunch of those fields actually filled in for you, which is awesome. The display job title is the same. If you want to add intern or something to it, you can add that. Division, if you don't have one in there, you can add it in. Clubs is anybody who's working in the clubs, ELCC, anybody working in the ELCC, and then administrative positions as well. So admin. I'll do that. And then the location, if you hit the plus sign, it'll expand the view. I'm going to put Club Service Center. You'll notice that the address pre-populates for you as well, and there's still an edit function, so if you want to change the direct address, go ahead. Grade we're not using, so don't worry about filling that in. Contact phone number. You can enter in a phone number here. It is primarily for our internal communication. It's not going to be going on the job posting anywhere, so you won't get any phone calls from applicants. Don't worry about changing the EEO category. We've done that for you. Your employment type, you can change that. So if I'm looking for something under 30 hours part-time, I'll go ahead and change that. I'm going to do hourly. You can edit ranges as well, depending on what your location is doing. And then we kind of drill down into the information that's actually the content of the job description. So we have a description box here. It looks pretty brief. And what we're really wanting people to do is go ahead and edit this box to include an hours description, because every location we find has a different desire for which hours based depending on what's available. So I'm going to say Monday through Thursday, 20 hours. For this job. And that information will pull up into the posting. Qualifications, it's all pre-populated, don't worry about that. Primary owners will always populate as the person who is making the posting. So you would see yourself in there. Applicant reviewers is a great tool. So hiring manager, whoever is going to be looking at the resumes initially, needs to be in here. whoever's actually going to be making that offer and being really hands-on, put them there. But you can still add a reviewer team. So let's say you have an assistant director that you want to be able to look at the applicants for, or you want your manager to view it. You can go ahead and add them in there. I'm going to go ahead and put Marcy in as my reviewer. And then, so I've already built out my team here, and it's going to be the same team for my interviewers. So what I'm going to do is actually hit this copy button. And then that way I don't have to go in and search for my people again. It's just already pre-populated. Attachments, don't worry about it. Approvals, it will always go to your next level manager. And requisition portion is pretty much for your reference. Priority, if it's a low priority, maybe you think you're going to hire for it in the future. Medium, it's totally up to you. The openings, however, is pretty important. So if you think that you might hire up to 3 people, I would suggest putting 3 in here. Always overestimate your openings. Ongoing is if you don't know how many people you're going to hire, you're just going to leave it open for however long it takes. Target hire date is totally up to you, what you want to do with it. You can put it really far into the future or days ahead. It's up to you and how you want to keep track of that. Requisition status is always going to be in draft mode at this point because we haven't submitted it anywhere for review. And this do not allow to apply button. It's very important to leave this box unchecked because it's literally going to keep applicants from applying to your job, which is not what we want, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Job description. The job ad will all be preloaded for you, so go ahead and hit next. Don't worry about that. This is the application workflow, which is again pre-populated for you, so just go ahead and hit next. And then applicant review is thinking about the future side of recruiting, so thinking about actually getting into the interview phase. Phone interviews, I'm going to add an interviewer. I'm going to say that I'm just going to do phone interviews for this person or for this requisition. And then in-person interviews, I'm going to put both myself and Marcy. Probably not going to do an interactive or second interview, which is okay because this is an optional step. You'll notice that there are quite a few statuses listed in this list. Only a handful of them are required, so don't feel overwhelmed that you have to do interactive or second interviews for all positions. Reference checks, certification check, offer letter. So I'm going to select an offer letter. It's 20 hours a week, so it's going to be a variable hour. Again, my manager, Marcy, is going to be approving my offer letters before it goes out to anyone. And then we have the few remaining background check, closed or hired. And there's nothing to do on those guys, so just hit next. And so now we've gotten to the posting portion. Where do you want this job to be visible? The internal posting is referring to the welcome page where we have that internal job career center and we have the referral features. So smart referral, we're always going to do all users and just select a date. Career center. This is our internal job posting. So if you want people to be able to apply internally, please select this and always give it an effective date. If you don't give it an effective date, it'll kind of go into no man's land and you won't be able to edit it later. You'll have to start from scratch. And then hit next. And recruiting agencies. We do not have any external agencies, so don't worry about this. If you need help posting for a job requisition, please contact Morgan Lurch in the HR department. Career sites. So this is our external career site. If you want people to see it on our positiveplace.org website, please select this and assign an effective date. Saving it here will save it as a draft so you can come back to it later. Submit will actually send it to your manager for approval in the future. I'm going to go ahead and just hit save on this one because it's just my demo. And so that's posting a requisition. And you'll notice there's a pending approval one here. So this one hasn't been approved yet. It's still in review. And then this one here I can tell is my draft. And if I wanted to edit it, this drop down over here gives me an edit function. Copy is also a good feature. So if you have a job that you posted in the past that you want to just word for word post again, go to this drop down, hit copy, and it'll make a new active requisition based exactly off of that past requisition. And so I'm going to show you a little bit about how to process new submissions. You'll notice here that there's two different columns. There's new submissions and applicants. Applicants are people that you've already viewed and submitted as an actual applicant. New submissions are people that you have not viewed yet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my new submission to see who it is. Test user 1. They have a resume that I can click and look at. I'm going to tell you to ignore ideal matching criteria for now. It's not working the way that we want it to, and we're working on it, so just don't worry about it if it says 0 out of 0. This form little document button here lets you see their full application in detail, including questions like, do they have a food handler's permit, active driver's license, whatnot, all those good questions. There's two different things that you can do with this applicant. You can advance them, or you can pass on them. If you advance somebody, it sends them into your applicant pool, which I will show you later. If you want to pass on somebody, go ahead and hit the pass button, and I'll show you what happens next when you hit the next button. It's going to ask you to actually disposition that test user, that applicant. So what you're going to do is you're going to send them a reject letter. Now this reject letter is really nice. It says you have many fine qualities, just not the ones that we are looking for this particular position. And it comes from HR, so you don't have to worry about doing that as a hiring manager anymore. And if you hit process, it'll send that email and it'll take them out of your application, your new submission profile. So if you hit back, I have no new submissions on this, but I have 4 applicants. I have closed applicants showing, so it actually says this person and this person is closed over here. So I'm going to unselect this box here so that they pop out of my search parameters, and I'm only looking at people that I actively am considering. So I'm going to go into one of these profiles and show you what an applicant profile looks like. This is the Summaries tab. Again, you can look at their resume and their application documents from here. You can see when their application was received and some basic information about the applicant's, the job description itself. And you'll notice over here on the left-hand side, this tab. So if this applicant had decided to apply to multiple jobs within the county, it would have a tab for each application that they made. This should help increase the communication between hiring managers and having higher visibility into who's applying for what job. And then There is the application tab, which is just another breakdown of their application. Documents is another way to access their resume, cover letter, any certificates that they may have uploaded. And then there's the comments tab. I really like the comments tab because what it does is it lets you communicate with your team that you assigned in the requisition posting. I can't type and talk at the same time, sorry. And so you can say something like the experience, or don't know if they have enough experience. And when you hit that post, it's going to send that comment to all of the people associated as a reviewer. So you can increase the communication with your internal team as well. Back to the summaries tab, we have the current status. So current status is in review right now. And if you wanted to change that in review, you could go to this function here and go to interview. If you want to do phone interviews, you can do phone interviews first, or if you want to jump right into interviews, that's okay too. You just can't go past interview because it's a required status. So I'm going to hit submit on this person. And so now you're ready to interview somebody. Closing this particular training, and know that there's going to be an interview, offer letter, and onboarding training coming up next so that you can get to familiarize yourself with Cornerstone. If you have any questions about how to do recruiting functions within Cornerstone, or you need individualized help, please contact us. We're available during many hours of the day and are more than happy to help you out. All right, and thank you for your time, and look forward to sending out more recordings soon.